right, I think the screen's coming up. We're going to do a demo. So yeah, my name's Pip, one of the founders at Springboards. Springboards is a tool designed to inspire creativity and not give you the answer. If you think about it, most language models in the world, what they try to do is to give you the answer. They try to feed you things that you think you might want, and instead, I'm just going to wait for this screen to get loaded. The way that we approach it is what we look to do is rather than give you one answer, we're going to give you 1,000 answers. And by doing that, you leave it up to the person in charge of the work to think what's interesting, what's going to spark an idea in my head to see where it can go. So it's a creative tool designed for agencies. It's a heap of fun. That's why I love it, to be honest. I thought I'd do some nerdy stuff though for the other people who like the nerdy stuff as well as the creative stuff. So I've got a bit of everything. So really what makes us different is we're a small company, yeah? We're like 25 odd people, but we're very lucky to have 2 PhDs in machine learning in our business. And what these guys do is work out how do you break LLMs, not for average, but for possibility. And by doing, and really what you want to start to do is look at the variation that these models give you. So I thought I'd start with what is actually happening before we actually show you the product. And what you're looking at here is a 3D model, and doesn't render very well up here, of the embedding space that different models take up when you send them a request, asking for an idea of different brands. So you have Nike's over here, there's 1,000 requests. You have, Gatorade's over here. And we look at this versus Gemini and Anthropic and the rest of it. And then when you run that through Springboards, you see that the variation is 10 to 30 times the size. And the reason why that's really interesting is that you don't want to give people the answer, you want to give them inspiration. And what's more and more interesting is these little X's up here. So this is an example for Fella. It's a beer brand in Australia. And what those X's are the things that people are pinning within the platform that's saying that's sparking an idea. And what you see is that the bigger the variation that space is, that's where good creativity ideas are. It's not the average stuff, it's the stuff that's going to spark an idea. So we run that for a whole bunch of different models and the rest of it, but to show you the tool. So this is going to be choose your own adventure. People say don't do live demos, but fuck them, and apologies for the language. I thought we could either do sardine, soda, or Amazon. I love the Amazon talk. You guys decide. What do you want to see? Sardine? Amazon? All right, I would have loved to do sardine and soda, but we'll do Amazon. Okay, so what we're gonna do is start with Amazon. There's a suite of different tools. I'm not gonna show you everything here, but this is gonna give us the outline of brand strategy. So it'll quickly get us up to speed on what this brand's about, the mission, a bit of the tone of voice, the history, where it come from, like-minded brands in different categories, some brands that might give you some inspiration, a couple of different tensions that might spark ideas, positioning statement, and a brand advantage. The point of this is not to be right, it's to inspire ideas. If you have brand strategy, you can upload it, or you can set your own brand profile and the rest of it. But what you'll see, and this is my favorite part of the tool, is this randomness bar on a scale of microdosing, LSD, and Asylum. And when you throw it up to Asylum, you're gonna start to see that it's gonna start to go a little bit different. So now it's saying to deliver dreams packaged in cardboard, powered by an electric unicorn. So if we go it again, it's gonna be something different, or if we throw it to microdosing. And the point of this, like I said, is to not give you answers, it's to give you inspiration. And sure, you might not want to deliver moon cheese overnight by telepathic drones, but that might spark an idea in your head. And that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to lay one tiny little spark on an idea in someone's head to see where they can go it. You put it in the hands of great people to keep great humans in the control of the creative process, and away you go. So I'm not going to go through all of these tools. I'm going to show you a few. I'm going to start with insights. Ideally, what we would have here is a problem statement. We can put a certain product delivery, but I'm just going to start with literally nothing. So we have a mix of brand, product, cultural insights. Should probably zoom in for you guys. Audience insights. And the way this thing works is you pin shit you like. So let's look at the eco-villains by day, secret fort building champions by night. Okay, there's an idea there, because obviously we're eco-villains if we're shitting and a bit of cardboard, but what can that do? So this is on microdosing, so that's where these things are going a little bit faster. I heard something about Prime delivery so fast, you might get a package before you finish clicking buy. Okay, cool. So there's another idea around speed. There's one around whatever else. And the point of this is, like I said, is every time you click Spark, we're going to give something new. That's all we want to do, yeah? So from there, you can jump it into a canvas, and then you can throw it into this infinite canvas, and now you can play multiplayer, you share, you bring your people in. And the point of this is how do you get people, how do you use AI in a really, really open, collaborative way to spark ideas, but more important, spark conversations. Because you know where the best ideas come from? When you're having 2 beers deep and you go, what if we do this? And it's gonna be a stupid idea, but you know what? That's where good creativity lives. It's not in the average, it's not in the probability of an AI machine, it's in the conversation, and it's in the little ideas that spark ideas in great people's heads. So we can take that, and I've got 4 minutes, so I'm gonna just really ramp it up. I'm not gonna show you all this stuff, but we're gonna take into a campaign concept. And I liked the eco-villains by day, secret fort-building champions by night, because you know what? We all don't have to be eco-conscious all the time, do we? Okay, so I'm gonna drop that as a insight, and I put it in the wrong box. Sorry, I hate using trackpad. And now what we're gonna do is get a couple of just different thought starters. I'm gonna just dial that up as much as I like until I see an idea that I like and where I wanna take it. And that's the point of this thing, is how do you bring yourself into the tool, bring all of my understanding and knowledge of what I like and my taste as a creative person or whatever else to find an idea I like. Okay, so we've got a bunch of ideas here. And I'm gonna take a, cultural commentary idea. Heroes of sustainability with the prime life cycle. We're going to encourage customers to repurpose their boxes creatively and host a virtual gallery of the most. Okay, so half of it's going to be junk, but you know what? There's always, it doesn't matter about what it actually gives you, it's about the 3 or 4 words and the ideas that sparked in your idea. So we're going to talk about, I kind of like this idea of how do you repurpose them for new things? So rather than just saying it's always about cardboard that gets put in the wrong bin all the time, how do we use them for different stuff, okay? So I'm gonna take this, I'd come in here and rewrite it, and I'm gonna say the prime life cycle event, and I'm deleting the rest because I don't like the rest of it, actually, except for this part, okay? So I'm gonna leave it open. How do we encourage customers to repurpose their boxes creatively? And I'm gonna take this now into an execution generator, because I've got 2 minutes, and I'm gonna dial it down, and jumping off this insight here, this campaign idea of transforming those boxes into something else, we'll get a starting place for a script. Let's look at some brand partnerships, why not? Let's look at our YouTube 6-second ad. And what I'm doing now is absolutely the worst possible way to use the tool, I should mention. But it's like in 4 minutes, so what you can do in 4 minutes, let's find out. Okay, so we're gonna partner with Lego. Of course we are, why didn't I think of that? Like we're building stuff, we're recycling stuff. There's some nice brand synergies now that we wanna play with. North Face, kind of didn't get it, but whatever, we'll leave it. And then we've got this screen here, so this bustling cityscape with colorful prime boxes, filling out the place of these, I hate the word concrete jungle. That's why you need people just to come in and go, delete it and whatever. So you got a family unboxing their prime packages and it zooms in a box. Someone's wearing a smile and slinking away. I'll read this to you in a minute, but what I'm gonna do is get the next thing going because we're gonna storyboard this out super quick in the next minute. And what I'm gonna do is drag that in here, boom. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly read this to you while it's storyboarding it out for us. So a bustling cityscape with colorful prime boxes filling out the place against the concrete jungle. Please ignore, it doesn't say concrete jungle. Everyone's unpackaging their prime packages, zooms into a box wearing a villainous smile, and then you got, it's gone into like some sort of fortress, the kids playing paint, constructing boxes into a magical eco playground, so the kids are playing with something, and whatever else. But you'll see what this is gonna do. It's about joining the prime lifecycle event, and what it's gonna do is start to then storyboard that script out. Apologies, it's gonna run slow, and away you go. But here we go, so we've got some guy, we've got the boxes, they're making their fortress castles, someone's got their little thingo, and some guy's a winner. And like, 'cause that's the point of this thing, is like, how do you use these tools for inspiration? Break these models, not to give you probability, but to give you possibility. You work out how we dial the hallucinations up and have fun with them. And that's where we think these tools, used in a very different way, is much more interesting, both in terms of effectiveness, but also just having fun with creativity, which is what we should all be doing. I'll leave it at that. That was the quickest and the shittest demo I've ever done, but hopefully it makes sense.